Good morning, family. Hope everyone's doing well. We're going to try this again. I apologize for the first video. We'll try to do some live trading again today. It's February 7th, Thursday. So we're 7:50, so we have about 10 minutes before the room opens. And I think I know what I was doing wrong last time, so we should be okay this time. So let's start the morning looking at the calendar and the long-term charts. So we'll start here. My tools, calendar, and then show all content. And then I go change this to my time zone. Okay. So for me, it's from 8 to 10:30 in the morning. We have two bulls at 8:30. That's really it. And that's someone speaking, so I'm not sure if it'll start right at 8:30 or not. That sometimes can flood the market, but we'll keep that in mind. Other than that, it looks like it's pretty easy trading today as far as news. Okay, long-term charts. Let's take a look at those. February 7th. All right. So the GU, as it's been, the trend is down, down for a couple weeks now, but we do have a daily, super daily up. This is what, an 8-hour chart, so this is a super up on that as well, and you can see it's been going up all day. Actually, it came down here and then it's going back up now. So when we go in the room, I expect to see this trend up, and we'll continue most likely take it up until we start seeing signals back down or the lack of signals go back down. EU down, 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 down. All right, so it's not. Maybe it's starting to get a little bit of a bounce. We do have a daily up now, so we may see it starting to trend up. And then the UC is up, with a weekly up, super weekly up. Looks like we're starting to get an 8-hour blue. Wow, that's hard to imagine that's going to go down with a super up on the weekly, but we'll take a look in the room. This is just to give us an idea of, look at it every morning just to get an idea of kind of what's been happening. That's all that's for. All right. So we will wait now. I'm going to pause the video and come back to you when we go live in the room. I'll see you in a little bit.
Same question.
Okay.
As Mark Twain put it, the secret of getting ahead is getting started.
Link.
And that's where people get stuck. You're literally like the bird. You could fly anywhere you want. You can go anywhere you want to go. And look, I know you've got a litany of excuses, and all of them are valid. You've got a job you can't just leave, or you don't have a job.
We can pause that. Now it should be working. Should have no sound coming from MT's room.
Never traveled before. You don't have a passport.
No, we should. No, we shouldn't. All right. Let's get the charts over on our screen. Let's take a look at what we have. Okay, as we said, the GU's been up for a while now. You can see here we had a super up. It's been going up through the lines. It's through the 1 hour, hitting the 4 hour, down. It's hitting the orange line on the 8 hour, and the daily and the 8 hour both have super ups. Live. Super ups, live, super up, both ways. To imagine we would see a pullback, but this is, looks like it may start turning around. That's a lot there. EU, we said it was down. It's been going down the 5-minute chart. It's been going down for about an hour-ish. On the 15-minute chart, and then on the 30-minute chart, it's been going down, pulled back, and it's going down again. On the long term, it's going down. We have a 4-hour super arrow. All this is going to change in 2 minutes, but actually 30 seconds. So we'll see what happens in an hour there, but it's been going down for a while. You see up, well, let's see, short term, 5 minute, kind of up and then now down, going up, coming back down here, up on the 1 hour, up on the 4 hour, up on the 8 hour, up on the daily. All right, so here we go. New candles. So if we want to take them off these BB bands, this has to be down. Do we have any reason to take this down? No, absolutely not. It's been going up for a while. We don't have any signals to take it down, so we wait. Number 3, look for 5 15-minute signals. So you could take it here, but that's not, I don't trade number 3, just the 1, 2, and 4. The EU, it's on the bottom here. We want to take it up. We do have a flip here and a flip here. It's against the trend. You have a super 8 hour, but nothing here at the 1 and 4. All right, and the UC, now we have a 1 hour down. So off of this here would have been a trade, but the 1 hour just came up, obviously. So it's too far down. This could easily go down 8 pips and then come right back up. All right, so we'll just wait and let things run for a little while. I think I know what I'm doing this time, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. Now we've done an analysis on what we're looking for here. So now we have off of this line, we have off the BB band here, super, 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 and we're getting a green here. Off of the 1 hour, off of the 4 hour, off of. So this is a dangerous play because you do have supers on the 8 and the daily. This is something that's probably a good trade, but I'm just not willing to risk it because I've seen them go both ways. I've seen them where they'll come all the way back down here and get plenty of pips, and I've seen it where it'll come down just a few pips to the orange line and then go right back up. So we'll stay away from that, even with all these arrows. So I'd really like to take this one up or down with 1 and 4s. EU, I'd like to take down. I'd like for this to come all the way back up. This is turned down at some point, get down about right here. This come up, and then we can just take it down. UC in the middle. So if it comes down here, we get down to these orange lines, and the 1 hour's kind of done its job. Once it gets down a little bit further, we could potentially take this back up from 53. That'd be here. Oh yeah, we can get this down to the BB band on the 5 minute. I feel like this, if this hasn't changed, if this hasn't turned super on the 1 hour, or we haven't got another signal on the 4 hour, that 1 hour will have done its job and we can take it back up probably around 55ish or so. So I'll pay attention to that, see if we can get anything. But as I said, I'm going to pause the video and then come back when we get closer to something. Okay, so the UC has come down to 57. Want to come down a few more pips here if we can. It has turned super on the 1 arrow or 1 hour, which means that it should push it just past somewhere in between the orange line and the BB band on the 30 minute. So we have to wait for that to break through. See, let me show you here on the GU, right? Push through. Now these supers have disappeared, and it's going back up. Now we want to look at we can look at a little correlation as well. We can see that the EU's come back up to the orange line and is struggling to get through. Now has a 4-hour super flashing, so that potentially could push it through. So if we correlate that with the UC, this could continue to trend up, and this could continue to trend down. So we're waiting. So we're at 57, I think, here a second ago. So it looks like maybe it's done its job. So, but we're going to continue to wait. It's definitely bounced off of here. It's bounced off of here. It's bouncing off of here. Bouncing off of here, and this is now turned back to a small yellow. I'm sorry, a small red. So we might get into this trade here in a second. Three pips away would be right around 60. It's still flashing. Back down, 59. Keep watching. 60. So 59 might be a good spot. Sitting at 57, this line right here. Every little pip counts. Every little pip counts. So, and we can't take this with a live 1-hour super. And no matter how much I would love to right now, shows it all bouncing. It could go up, but you have too much here. There's enough pips here where if we get some type of signal on the HA chart or the 5-minute, even if we're up here at 65, and we see that it's actually now bouncing and this disappears, then maybe that's a trade. But right now, with this still flashing green, this is still red. It's definitely not the trade to get into. You can see how this failed now, as I was talking about earlier on the GU. That's why we didn't get into that. That last 3 hours is way too strong to think that this is going to turn it around. We did talk about a potential good trade happening here. Now with the Super 4, we're not in it, but it was a good trade down here. Yeah, it was Super on the 15. So now this is flattened out. 60. This is still too green here. Still flashing red. So sometimes your gut tells you to take this up because you think it's going to start going up, but it may, but it could sit here and string along and range in between these two the BB band and the orange line for 15-20 minutes while this super red yellow is still here. Yellow red. And then if it kicks in, then you're out your trade. So we wait. And if we don't have the opportunity to get into this one, there'll be another one before the day's over. I'd really like to do is for this thing to kick in and bring it down here closer to 50, another 10 pips down, and then let us take it up. So now this is going to bounce off this yellow line, possibly. We have a super. Let's push it through the orange. Now we have a 4-hour super up. So we're on our yellow line here. Okay. So we've broken through, we've pushed this down here. We're bouncing off of the yellow line here. So this super yellow has probably done its job at this point. What I would really like to see is some type of little arrow here pointing up to give us the go ahead. Now we're still getting red here. Still getting a lot of green here. So we continue to wait. So these have done their jobs, they're doing their jobs, right? This one's just kind of hanging out, waiting for them to finish. And unless the entire trend is turning around, these will come back down, and this will go back up. Wow, look at that. We did talk about a good trade down here somewhere, but oh well, we didn't get in it. There will be more. There will always be more. So we've hit this line, we've hit this line, hit this line, hit this one, it's pointing down. This has done its job. So on these, if nothing changes here, we can wait for this to come back down and then take it up again. On the second, this is what I'm saying, you don't have to be in the first one. We'll take it on the second one. This looks like it's about to come up now. Let's go ahead and get into that one. You'll hear it when I click in. Kind of greedy. I like to get as many pips as possible. 58. Come down a little bit more, 57. See, I was talking about it just ranging while you have these supers pushing down on it. That super may not be done. Maybe we're not going to get in it. Look at that. We're below all these lines. I really want to see if it's going to break through here. If that 1 hour is going to break through here. 56. We're not getting a 4 hour, which is telling me it will bounce at some point. If we don't get that 4 hour. Now we're through here, here, on here. Almost to the orange line here. You get another green one now. Is it with another super? So is this the time it happens? I don't know, but I'm not taking it. What I'd love for these to do is push it back down to about right here, back down to this orange line, the 15, and then we'll take it back up. 55 here. Back down to the yellow line on the 5-minute. So I don't know if this is helping, but I'm just talking through what's going on in my mind. This is how I trade every day, so you can kind of see what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing as things happen. See, it's bouncing again off that yellow line right here. That's the second time. That tells me that's pretty strong. Pretty strong. Now we're getting a green candle up, and it's flashing green. We're at 59, 58. What do you want to do? Go ahead and get in it? No, not at all. Like, oh, they got our white. There we go. There's our signal. 58. Let's get in. There it is. What did I get in at? 58? Yeah, 58. So you'll hear it. You'll hear it click out. I got, see what happens. Let's see. I'll give it a couple minutes, let it run. And if it's a slow mover, then I'll pause the video and come back a little bit later. So this is now bouncing, bouncing. So we have our signal up. We're bouncing off this yellow line here. We're bouncing, we're kind of bounce over the 30-minute here. Bouncing off the 1 hour orange line here. This 1 hour super has done its job. There's no 4 hour to continue down with it. There's no 8 hour to continue down with it. There's no daily to continue down with it. So how far up do we take this? Somewhere between 5 and 10 pips, depending on what we see. If these turn around and continue to come down and correlate down, then we'll let this go up as much as we want. So we'll let it sit. I'll pause the video so that we're just sitting there watching it. Looks like it might move kind of slow. If it jumps up or jumps down, I'll come back in. Hey guys, I wanted to just check in real quick with you while this trade's still running. Let me pause MT. To show you that the super 1 hour is now down to just a red. We still have green in here, and we have green here. So thought was, do you get out at 5 pips? Right now, I don't have a reason to get out. In fact, everything's telling me to stay in as this changes, and we're bouncing off of all these and coming back up. Right. Right now, I'm not looking to get out, but I am paying attention to it. Right. There could be something that happens. If we come down here and we start getting signals off the EU and correlation that this is going to start going back up. So again, you have to pay attention to your trades. We're going to keep watching this one and see what happens. So we're getting close. I think I got in at 68, or I'm sorry, 58. So if we get 4 more pips, then we should get out. Or I could try open TP. Maybe try to take it up all the way. If it continues up, take it all the way up here. But let's see what happens. We don't know how far it's going to go, but we're going to continue to pay attention to it. So I'll pause the video again. Okay, guys, we're at 66 now. Ooh, and we got a signal against us here. And the DX is flashing red. I know we're in our middle of our news now, all right? So keep an eye on this. We're up 7 pips right now. And with the news, maybe that's enough. You know, we have news coming, so maybe I should go ahead and get out. We're looking pretty good right now. Maybe I should stay in. We did see a signal flash when we hit the HABB band. So that's telling me that's a good wall right there, that as soon as, if this gets back up here, we're going to see the same thing again. We're going to start seeing arrows down. We're still in. Technically, we're still in a number 1 because we have a red down. I know we know it's kind of finished its job. Maybe. You can see a lot of stuff going on here. So we're still up 4 or 5 pips. Let's see. There's 6 pips. Let it run a little bit longer. I'll pause the video so we're not just boring you. There it goes again. That's 7 pips. Oh, MT. What you doing, MT? There we go. Oh no. There we go. So we have our super down. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this. We've got, what, 4, 5, 6 pips on this one. Like I said, I like to play ultra conservative. So let's go ahead. I'm going to sell at 64. Let's see what. We can unpause MT, let him talk while we're.
The only thing you could really do is trade.
I don't know how to work this.
Here and here to go down.
There you go.
You know, like BR does so well. That's it. That's all you got. Because once it reaches this orange line, look at the history. Look at the history. It doesn't even get close and it shoots back up. Doesn't get it. Boom. Okay, so
We're now at 8.
Before you want.
We're now at 8 pips. 9 pips. Let this keep running. Like he didn't kill the trade a second ago, so let's see how it runs out. I'd like to see this 1 hour disappear. Pips. I'll put MT back.
And why can't it bust through? Because it's got. It did its job. Meaning this guy is helping him get as close as possible to him. He helped him get here. All right, and now they're just wandering around. Meanwhile, he did his job, took you to the orange line. Look at this. Look at these momentums.
Where's my arrow?
Or these trends.
So
okay, and this was the trade. This was a beautiful Anissa trade.
There you go, 68.
Right here. Boom.
There's our 10 pips.
Hmm?
There's our 10 pips.
Okay.
Pause MT. So, all right. So what we saw there, and we still have arrows. Probably this is the open TP. MT can get mad. Jazz, everybody. Sorry guys, but I'm not there yet. So we took this trade because the super was done off of here, just below the orange line on the 30, below the orange line on the 15, and coming off of the yellow in the BB band. And we saw it bounce twice off of the yellow in the BB band, right? And then we saw momentum change. We saw it change here. We saw a correlation of this coming down. So we took it at 58, not at 54, but at 58. And then went to 68 and got out. So fantastic 10 pip trade. So now we'll look for another one. I'll leave the video. I'll leave MT talking until he goes to music. Unless he's done talking already.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay. Link for Fred.
Guys, I promised I'd make this a short video, so I'm going to pause the video. We're at 30 minutes right now for the first trade. I'm going to pause it until I see another trade I'd like to get into, and then I'll bring it back.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Here
And,
he's telling you what trades
and
he
maybe
needs
this
to
one
trade.
was the second one.
Look what number one was. The trade that we took right there.
Right?
Number one. And number
Am I
two, we
right?
talked about it, but we didn't have the signals.
Two Anissa trades.
How funny. All right, guys, I'm still watching. Okay, guys, I just wanted to kind of go through the charts with you. We'll start with where we were in the UC. It's going up to 70. This is now turned down. So you now have a wall here. Potentially could start getting some signals down. But we've lost the 1 hour completely. We have no 4 hour. So this is still a strong trend up. So the only way I'm taking this is if this flattens out, this comes all the way back down, or this flips up and comes back down to about 60. You can see the yellow line still going up. So we're right now, the UC is only up trades for us. The GU has super blue down on the 1 hour, super blue down on a 4 hour, but has a super up on the daily, and it's still performing somewhat on the 8 hour, even though the super yellow red is not on the current candle. So what I'd like to do is for this to come all the way back down to 55, which is still, that's 20 pips away. There's a lot of play here. 55 to basically 95. There's 40 pips, 20 pips on both sides. That's why you can't take that. Well, that's why for a conservative trade, you don't want to take this right here. I know that you get to some signals up. Well, this should keep BR and Jazz out of the trade, but I don't have the stomach to take this up right now because that could easily come back down here and kick you out, even if you have a 15 pip stop loss. So I'd like to take this up, but it's going to come down here. We're going to have to lose these arrows, get off of this candle here, get a fresh candle somewhere down here. Was at 55? So at 55, we're going to be just above the orange line, probably right on it. Yeah, unless it goes up from right here. For the EU, same thing. We have a 4 hour up, 8 hour up, daily up. So this is kind of turnaround, kind of like the other video I did where this is becoming strong enough where you could take it off the orange line, but right now there's only 3 pips between here and the BB band, so it's not worth it right now. And even if it comes down the orange line here, from 45 to 50 is only 5 or 6 pips. So again, great trade for BR and his 5 pip trades, but not what we're looking for. So anyway, so I just wanted to kind of go over the charts where we are right now. I'll pause the video again. I guess I can stop saying that, but we'll let it run for a little while and then come back to it.
Tight. Meaning they're both really lost at this point. They're wondering what happened to them. Says, what the hell? Why did I go up so fast, so strong? And now he's wondering what to do next. Why? Because he's hitting walls. He's hitting walls. He's like over the bands. He's got blues now to deal with. So that's it. He's thinking and thinking and thinking. All right. So this is where the bands make so much sense on the HA charts.
Okay, guys, I just wanted to hear you, let y'all hear MT talk. Okay, guys, I want you to see this. We have another 5 minutes away from 10 o'clock in the room. This is still trending up here. So now we're at 62. We may not get that far down. Looks like this candle's kind of done its job. We have these 2 supers, I know. But we have a daily up. So like number 4, right, is up here. It's up here. It's been up for 3 days. I'm sorry, for a full day, and then up all day today. So I'd really like for this to come down to 62 and then get to a new hour. So I'll leave this on so we can watch for a few minutes. BR just took another 5 pips off the UC, right off the orange line here. From somewhere around here to here. We could get this one to pull back. It's flipped up. It's quite a ways away from this band, but not too far away from the yellow. So if we can get down to the yellow and get down to this orange line, this orange line, of course this is still a strong trend down. All we really have is, we have 3 ups, super up on the 8, 4, 8, and daily. This one kind of looks like it's just ranging on the 15, doesn't it? A little bit higher, come back down here. Close here, huh? This candle, this arrow is going to last about 3 more minutes. I'll pause and come back right at the top of the hour.
Right here, a bounce from here, right, to go up. Okay, and then once he made that move, then he probably sees the pound drive itself down again. All right, so there's no resolution.
Okay, so on the GU, we have a new 1 hour down with. You let him keep talking now.
These are sometimes what we call, like, look at this, right? You look at this and says, oh my God, 100 pips, we're gonna be going to to the moon again, right? But then you look at the story, like nothing really happened, guys. Okay, on the daily, peanuts. This is nothing. This is what we call sometimes dead cat bounces. It does this because of certain areas of charts that the pound USD meets, and then boom, you get one of these bounces, and this is where it fools so many people. They get here and they say, oh my God, we're going up, we're going up. They think they're going, and then boom, all it does, it gets back here and shoots back down. Because there's nothing, really nothing that would allow you to think that the Brexit is out of the woods. All right, so I gave you the tips. Didn't I give you? Didn't I give you trades? I gave you 1 trade. I gave you 2 trades, right? What did I tell you? When this is like this, okay, where it's going nowhere, these bands will be in effect. So now, wondering if this could go back down, right? So this is where you focus. When things are this tight, the hashy charts tend to play out pretty nice. All right, so make sure your momentum is on your side. You want to take this down now. You got to wait for some momentum to change. All right, so there it is, guys.
All right, we'll pause and come back when we have a trade. Okay, guys, so we've made it back down to the BB band here and the orange line here, but now we have a super 1 hour that has not, it's flashing, but it hasn't done its job. If it comes back and stays, it's going to bring this all the way down to probably somewhere around here. So let's go over the charts again real quick. The UC is still up. So there was a 5 pip trade here up. We got down here to about 60, Well, we got down to 60.6, 67. Could have taken that up for 5 pips. But again, that's all off the orange line with such a strong trend. And that's what I know BR and Jazz are doing that right now. EU has been up, the daily up, 8-hour up, 4-hour super up. Again, with that kind of trend, I guess you're comfortable off the orange line from here up, from here up, and then here you could have taken it up as well. So anyway, still watching, still waiting. Okay, guys. We can see this is bouncing off of the 5-minute line here. However, this is now flipped down a little bit. Doesn't mean it's going to continue down. We have no new arrows on the 15 or the 30. So as of right now, the super may have done its job. We just need to continue to watch. EU continues to trend up. So it does plenty of trades off of the orange line. The UC, now has a super yellow down. We're seeing the effects of that. So that will probably take it all the way to the orange line here. So this is probably looking to be potentially a good trade if nothing pops up to push this down even further, because we still have the daily up and the green. Let's go ahead and take this trade at 72. Yep. There we go. I hope y'all heard that. So I'm in at actually. So we'll see how this plans out. We'll leave it on here for a second. See if it's going to be quick, which is always great, or if we're going to have some time here to talk. If so, I'll pause the video. All right. So we're in at 72. Okay, well, I'll pause it. There's no news really coming up anytime soon. Looks like the super is already going away now. From 72 to 82. That'd be the top here. There's obviously plenty of room in the 5-minute candle. But this may be one where once we get to 80, go ahead and get out just to be safe. So anyway, I'll go ahead and pause it and I'll come back to you. We're at 44 minutes right now for the video, so I don't want it to run too long. I bet you, let's see what BR is saying about that trade. He's saying these are the Anissa trades. So we had the one, he had here 1 earlier. 2 was the one we talked about here earlier. Now he's saying 3. I guess that's good. The fact that when we're doing trades, he's coming right behind us telling us we're doing Anissa trades. That should make us feel good. 4 here with this, but I didn't see this, so we had the small. I wasn't going to risk it. This has already gotten to 80, so we're getting close. Yeah, I'm going to let that stay in a little bit longer. See how this goes. Okay, I'll pause the video and come back.
Signals. Didn't I give you the signal? I told you what I would have done, right? And if I was going to shoot out signals or calls, that was the trade. That was the trade, right? And didn't Jasfran give you the signal too? What did he say? Like 5 minutes ago, he told you it's gonna bounce off the 15. So there you were, there you were, there you were, and boom, this is a Jasfran and Nisa mix, huh? Jasfran and Nisa mix.
Looking back, looks like I probably took this a little late. It should have been around 70, and I got in at 72.
Okay, you had these guys, and boom, was this an Nisa trade? I think so. Okay, here you had your signal too. Now you could even have an Anisa, maybe a number six, a six that might happen here. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is something Anisa would have taken, but it made a lot of sense because you had at least two signals on the head. The way, I like the way Kevin puts it. It was on the head, he says. Signals were on the head. Okay, and look at this. The Anisa signals, or the Anisa system, is maybe a system that you will have the least trades from, right? And already we had, okay, I'll take this away because this is not a done deal yet. Okay, it's not ready because this is just not ready, right? Let me just take it away. Okay, so this is like 5 Anisa trades, but how many Jasfrans? Like, if, you know, like Jasfrans, these are all Jasfran trades, right? 7, 8, right? And you know, JW, Johnny Wicks, this is how he trades. He takes one here, boom, he takes another one. Huh? Guys,
Okay, I'm going to pause it. We're running a little slow on this trade, so I'll pause it and come back once we've got some movement.
didn't I give you the hint?
We're getting some movement here. 81. 81. We're at 81. What happened? 81. All right. So we'll go ahead and 82. Oh, it didn't close out. I'll close it out manually. We're good. There we go. I don't know why it didn't auto click out. Maybe it was a half a pip off or something. But I like to get my 10 pips. So there we go. We got our 2 trades so far. I'll tell you what, we'll just keep going. See if we get anything else. I'm pretty happy with my 2 trades. So normally I'm out at this point. But we'll continue to watch and see if we get anything else. This will probably continue up to about, yeah, right around here. May go up further. This little 1 hour still pushing, but you can see how we can take things. There's 81. I'm sure it'll hit 82 in a second still. 82 was right here. Yeah, it hit 82 right there. Okay, so let's look at the charts. Let's go through the charts again while we're sitting here. Start with the UC. The UC is still up. Look, it flipped. Here was the trade right here. We're 4 pips, 5 pips. Could have easily gotten to another one right there, huh? I was too focused on this one. So with nothing going down against you, up, off of the yellow band here. Off of the 15-minute orange line here. Could have got in around 60. Could have already taken 5 pips easily. And what will happen is we'll get an arrow up here if it's going to break through this 5-minute band. EU, all up. All up. Now it's breaking this band here. So this is, we need to come back down here to take it. But it, as you can see, it hasn't come across the 15-minute orange line or the 5-minute orange line in the last hour. So the difference between this orange line here is basically 5 pips, which is what, again, BR is doing constantly. He's good at it. So here we have, let's come back down a little bit, but we still have our 1 hour down. I still like this one up. If this one would flip up again and come back down, we can take it up again. So anyway, we're looking for this up right now, potentially. This to come way down to take it back up. And maybe this will come back down enough and this flip up a little bit more where we have the opportunity to take this up. It looks like it got to about 65, 66 there. And we said we could have got in around 60. So it was only about 6 pips. So anyway, so we'll continue watching these, or I'll continue watching these, and we'll come back in a little bit. Hopefully get another trade. But we're up 20 pips today. So 20 pips every day. All right. Okay, guys, potentially we have something playing out here. We do have a super yellow with a previous red on the 1 hour. But you can see the last time we had super yellows here, they made it to the orange road. This one made it a little bit past the orange road to the BB band. This one made it to the orange road. With such a strong trend up and nothing else. This one, the reason this one made it past was most like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours ago. It had this super pushing it. See how that worked? So what I'm looking at now is that we're about to be down here to the orange line. I'm sorry, the BB band on the 5-minute below here, and then bouncing off of the 30-minute, and there's nothing to push it past or any further. So what I'd like to see is something that either a signal to take this back up, this disappear, momentum, and we may have another trade up here in a second or in a minute. We are approaching happy hour, so that's definitely something to take into consideration, where this could go all the way back down to the 1 hour BB band. So we have to be careful. I typically don't trade. I usually take my 2 trades, just like I've done today, and then the video I did for you guys the other day. I'll take my 2 trades early, and then by this point, I'm usually playing in the chat roll. Let's see what.
Okay, so the only drawback we can see is maybe getting back to these bands, you know, and this is gonna keep on getting higher, you know, and boom, it'll be interesting to see. This guy now attempting to go under, retesting the 171. See if he makes it through. And see that this guy's getting the help from the 8 hours. This plus this has gotten this guy to at least go under. But look, still challenged here, still challenged here. Yeah, fresh arrows on the head. That's what we need. To let it go down more, you need fresh arrows on the head. And they're not there yet. They're not there.
Okay. Well, I don't want to miss this if I get in real quick, but there's a lot here to. I'll tell you what, we'll stay for 2 more minutes and see what happens for the next 30-minute candle. I think this is done at 60. DX green here. Blue cat is still red. I really want to pay attention to the 1 and 4 hour as well. And again, just like the GU, we kind of took it a little late, but we let it prove itself out a little bit. You didn't have a whole lot because look, it didn't go 82. That was it. We got in as late as you could get. But we let it prove itself out a little bit before we took it up. We could kind of do the same thing here because there's so many pips involved. So after the, here in 15 seconds, once we have a new 30-minute candle, usually when right when the candle pops up, it'll jump up a couple pips, and then it'll decide what it's going to do. See, look at that. There's a new candle. Oh, we got an hour, 30-minute up. Man, I think that's a good trade. Let's get into that. At 60. I hate trading at happy hour. So let's see how this goes. Nope, just music. Okay, so I'll let this run for a little while. It may take a little while. We're close enough to the BB band here where even if it goes down a little bit more, that's 6 pips here. Okay, so I'm gonna let this run and then I'll come back. Okay, guys, this is flashing on and off. It's happy hour. We're already 3 pips. We got to 4 or 5. I just don't like trading during happy hour just because things can go wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead watch this just for a second longer. This is going down or flashing down. Struggling a little bit. That 1 hour is still pretty strong. We had a little white here to push it up, and made it to that yellow line there, but that was it. And now it's flipping down. This is still up. This is still up. I mean, the trend is up, but we're up 20 pips, and I don't want to lose 10, right? Because I got greedy. Don't ever get greedy. You don't have to be in every trade. Right, Jazz? Don't have to be in every trade. Yeah, it's still struggling quite a bit because of this 1 hour, it looks like. And he's been saying the whole day, is a candle on the head. So if we had something pop up on the 15 or on the 5 to help this through, that sure would help a lot right now. I'm going to try to get 5 pips on this one and then get out. Unless we see something else. It's just turning green, so that's a good sign. And the 1 hour is completely gone now, so that's a good sign. +8 here. So we've kind of we're at our 5 pips now here. And there's still, we have this arrow here, but nothing here or here. And look at that. It's all the way back down. That orange line right there, that 15-minute orange line. Okay, I'll pause it and come back. Okay, guys, we got a lot of movement in it now. 66. We got a super up with it. 67, 68. Again, it's 7, 8 pips. Let me go ahead and get out of that. I'm good for happy hour.
Come on, guys.
Sorry. That's what happened the other day. So I paused the sound. So we got out at 68. So that was another 8 pips from 60 to 68. So 30 pips for the day. I'm sorry, 28 pips for the day. I think the first trade was also 9 or something. So we'll call it somewhere between 25 and 28 pips for the day. That's 5 more than I even wanted or needed. And I got 5 or 6 during happy hour, so I'm happy with that. And look at that. Maybe I got out at the right time. Okay, guys. Well, it's been real. I hope this video comes out well. I'm going to go listen to it first to make sure the muting and everything worked this time. But you guys have a great day. Hope you did well in the room. I'm pretty happy with myself and the trades today. I do like this song. All right, guys. Have a great day. Tell you what, before I let you go, we'll analyze the charts one last time to see where we are. Make sure there's not a trade. Super down, trends down here. We got ups here. We're bouncing. We're on the 5-minute here and the 5-minute here. So do we want to take this up? We did it last time, right? We took it at, I want to say, did we take it at 60 last time? Yeah. We took it from 62. Is that the one we took from 62? It's kind of there again. And it did its job. There's so many pips here. Look, we've got an arrow now. We bounce off of here at 60. We're pretty good. We're 8 pips away from it at this point. That's too far. So on the EU, look at that, man. No, I'm not even touching that. So look, there's nothing there in between. Not for the trading I do. And then we just got out of the UCAD. Boy, did we get out at the right time, huh? Good thing I wasn't trying to go from, what was I in at, 60? 60 to 70? Kind of got much more. This one says went to 68. So it looks like I got out, closed it out at the right time. And that's important, right? Look at what you're doing. Look at, at everything going on. It is happy hour, so it was risky. If it wasn't happy hour, then you could probably stayed in. But these 1 hours are really doing a number on. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, this may have been a trade. Yeah, I'm done. I'm not trading anymore in happy hour. I'm extremely happy with my 20 plus pips. 26. What do I got? This has 30, so 28. Okay. So 28 pips today. Thank you guys. It's been real. Hope you do well in the room. Talk to you later. Bye. Just in case. Let's see what he's got.
What a system this guy was on. Remember? You had a kind of trend down on the longest term chart, so you could have maybe trust this a little bit to go down. Nothing against you, right? Nothing against you on the way down, and boom. This guy made quite a few cents. But careful, you can't chase now, guys. You can't chase now. This guy is all his job. His job is to get him to the orange line. That's all it is. Now look what you have. Look what you have now. Okay, so the move is done. This guy, look, what is he doing? What is he doing? Huh? What is he doing? Look, bouncing off.
Okay, guys. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the